Hi friends, it's Tim and Helen with Wine About Real Estate. We haven't done a show together in 3 weeks, I think. But we're back, and today we want to talk to you about the pros and cons of short-term rentals.
Clients are asking us about short-term rentals and what does it mean, so we wanted to take a quick second to talk about it. So Helen, what is a short-term rental?
Short-term rentals, the most common one that you probably have heard of is Airbnb. There are other smaller ones, but Airbnb is the most popular one. It's basically short-term rental. You're renting for a weekend, you're renting for 3 to 4 days, as opposed to a year or 2 years like the traditional route.
Absolutely. So, some of the pros and cons. I know that there's always pros and cons for the way of going through short-term rentals.
Yes. So Tim and I have some Airbnbs ourselves, and from our experience, we actually make more money from short-term rentals than we do with the traditional route. But it does require a lot more work.
So we decided to do it because during the pandemic, and it definitely increased a lot of the demand. So because they wanted to be in a house than a hotel, or it could be cheaper. And we're seeing that more and more for our clients too, that are in housing situations where they've sold the house first, and they're waiting for their builder to complete, or they have no place to go because they sold their house so quickly. We're actually telling a lot of our clients to go into Airbnb rentals because it could be really short. Now, there are some cons to it because I personally I can't do it alone because the amount of work that goes into short-term rentals can be a lot more. So Helen,
it's a lot of work. Property manager, if you are to go with the property management route, costs a bit more because it's more hands-on, it's more interactive with the tenants, it's more monitoring to make sure everybody's happy, that supplies are stocked, that the cleaners are on time, things like that. So it's a lot more work for the money, for sure. And if you're thinking about doing it from out of state, make sure you have a property manager to handle all of that for you.
Yeah, and one of the things that that I had to learn the hard way is that we do have to furnish everything. And I thought I could just put just whatever into the home, but no, that's all part of the process. People won't book your place if you have rundown furniture or stuff like that. So we have to make sure there's an added cost to make sure that the house looks that it's livable,
nicely staged.
Right? Yeah.
Yes.
And the hard part for me is the constant interaction with the client. I see that Helen is really good about checking in. How are you doing? These are all the cool coffee shops and all the stuff that are around the area. So there's a constant interaction because it's like real estate, right? We need to have that feedback. Yes. But this is a lot more quick feedback and a lot more interactions. But speaking of furniture too, there's a lot more wear and tear, right? So you have to keep that into consideration too.
Yes, a lot of people are going to be coming in and out of your property, so a lot more foot traffic. And you have to have a really good cleaner. We've learned that. We are so lucky to have our cleaner and her crew, but if your cleaner ever cancels on you, then Tim and I are going to have to grab them off. You get a vacuum.
Just use the cleaner to do cleaning. So, yes. And the last one is this is something that we always have to look into is the short-term rentals. There's a lot of regulations going on to see if it's going to be viable. So make sure to look at the local regulations and the state regulations to make sure that you're in compliance with any short-term rentals.
Yes, so in Atlanta, in the city of Atlanta now, you do need to have a permit, right, Tim?
You need a permit, and you also need to make sure that you have HOA approvals and stuff like that. So there's a lot of making sure that you are in line and you're not in trouble with doing short-term rentals.
Yes, but if you have more questions, let me or Tim know.
Bye.
Cheers.